What's up, party people, to another episode of Who Asked You podcast. I am your host, Studi2 Groovy, yours truly. And we have, of course, our amazing co-host, Kim Vogue. And right back, right back since the last episode, we got Richard Quinn in the building. How y'all doing tonight?
Hey, doing great, man. I appreciate you guys having me back. I really enjoy doing this stuff and teaching people how the world really works.
Yes. It's an amazing, blessing to have you on here.
Thank you.
So we're gonna do something a little bit different. Usually we go through a couple articles and things like that, and we talk about it. But it's so much stuff that we're trying to teach y'all tonight, so we're just gonna go straight into the lessons. Rich here is going to break down some Kobe Gematria. Then I have a presentation breaking down deeper into what Gematria actually is. And then we're going to teach you guys about colorology and how that influenced your life. So, Rich, go ahead and take over, sir. I have the calculator popping up soon, and you can go ahead and take over.
All right. Yeah. Last time we did a video, and people can check that video. They can learn, 5 or 6 numeric riddles we showed for certain events. I made a couple mistakes because it was our first show and I had my notes wrong. And so having that calculator is good because we can check some of this Kobe stuff if necessary. So, well before the Kobe thing happened, guys, I mean, we've been sitting here for years just looking at stuff, looking at what we think are faked celebrity deaths. We're looking at scripted politics, scripted sports. And when I was watching the NFL Pro Bowl, which is the same day that this happened with Kobe, I was staring at the screen and I was like, no, they didn't. I knew right away that something wasn't true, something wasn't right. And I started digging. And within about 20 minutes, I found half the information that I'm about to present to you. Lots of times I get, my source is Zachary A. Hubbard. But I found this stuff on my own, because I'm so used to this stuff. And here's a list that I've put together. And you tell me if you think Kobe really crashed in a helicopter. The first thing I begin with, and you can look this up too if you got Google handy. Have you guys heard of the cartoon called Chamberlain Heights?
No.
Okay. About 3 or 4 years ago, this commercial or this cartoon called Chamberlain Heights aired. And what it is it's Kobe in a helicopter with the Lakers colors, purple and gold, and the helicopter crashes. And Kobe falls out of the helicopter and his trophies fall out. And when you look at something like that, if I was a famous person and someone made a cartoon about me that I crash in a helicopter, I don't think I'm gonna make sure I don't crash in a helicopter, right? Something else I saw right after cartoon.
Wait. For those who haven't seen it, I got it right here. Can y'all see that?
Go ahead and play it if you'd like. Go ahead and play it. Yeah.
Can y'all hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Almost there. Oh shit! It's Kobe Bryant. Help me. Just pass me the trophies and we'll pull you out. Pass. These were Shaq's anyway.
And what year did that come out in again?
I guess off the top of my head, like 2014 or 16. I have the information. Let me see if I type that, actually. 4 years prior is what I typed.
11/16/16.
And that right there was something. I'm not sure where. It was floating around the internet around the time he passed. But somebody predicted it or something. I don't know where.
It says it was originally aired on November 16th, 2016.
Okay.
What Kiki just said was my next, what I was going to address next, actually. So good senses there.
Thanks.
After I found this helicopter thing, I got a list of 20 more things. But something I saw on Facebook was a screenshot of a Twitter post. And it was from 2012. And some account typed, Kobe will die in a helicopter crash. This was before the Chamberlain Heights commercial. So what I did is I went to Twitter myself and I typed in this account and I went to it myself. I scrolled down and I saw the post from 2012, Kobe will die in a helicopter crash. I messaged the account, I tweeted at him. I asked, how would you know that? And of course, I never got an answer. So I guess my guess is it's like a dummy account, or it could be anybody's account, really. So, so what are the odds? We haven't even got into this yet. So what are the odds that tweet happens and then a cartoon comes out? And now let's get into the meat and the potatoes of this,
Right.
Kobe died at age 41.
Okay.
His helicopter reportedly crashed 41 minutes later after taking off. In Gematria, here's where you can get the calculator out if you'd like. Let's go ahead and check these.
Yes, sir. 1 second.
And do you guys remember the 9/11 riddle, how it crashed 77 minutes later? So we have another theme here where his crashed 41 minutes later. So every time something crashes, we have a number, after the time it took off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So what would you like me to look up?
Well, right now, so far we know that he died at 41 and it's 41 minutes after crashing or taking off. Let's type in the helicopter pilot's name. Ara, A-R-A, Z-O-B-A-Y, no. Yeah, A-Y-O-N.
Z-O-B-A-Y-O-N?
Yeah, that's two names. That's A-R-A is his first name.
And Zobayan. It goes to 46.
Z-O-B-A-Y-O-N? Yes. I wonder if I spelled it wrong in my notes. Because I remember verifying that. I remember verifying this myself, so I might have spelled his name wrong. Anyways, we're going to skip the pilot's name, I guess, and I'll check on that in a minute,
You spelled it right. A-R-A-Z-O-B-A-Y-A-N.
Okay, maybe
Z-A-B-A-Y-O-N. There we go. 41. Boom.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
I spelled his name wrong on my notes is what I did. My apologies.
41 right there.
Trust me, if that didn't work out, there's plenty more coming.
Peace.
Can we look at his initials? And all you got to do is look at this. Has nothing to do with the calculator. A is the first letter. Z is the 26th. 126. Is that the date the helicopter crashed?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see.
It is. We don't have to verify that.
Yeah.
I know
that's
that.
Crazy.
Let's move a little further here. We will get into why it happened on the 26th. 26 is a special number to elite people. 26 letters in the alphabet, Genesis 26, and so on.
Right.
Kobe's father was drafted by Golden State. Golden State equals 41. You can type that in if you'd like. Yep.
It's right here.
Yeah. And sometimes you want to use the capital. You want to use the capital letters sometimes, but not now, obviously. But I've been told that.
Yeah. But yeah, it's 41.
So his father's drafted by Golden State. Golden State happens to equal 41. Just a coincidence, I'm sure. His dad was drafted exactly 41 years before his dad retired. I verified that. I did all my research. Maybe I can edit these and actually put the dates in. But see, on that, under tools, we're not going to really do it. But under tools, you can go to date durations and prime numbers and stuff like that.
Right.
Next to it. Yep. This happened the day of the Pro Bowl. The score,
what is that?
when it happened, we're not doing the gematria, the word Pro Bowl. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just saying what is Pro Bowl for those who don't know.
The Pro Bowl is like the NFL All-Star game. It's I think it's typically a week before the Super Bowl.
Okay.
So you got the All-Stars from the teams, and they just, it's like the NBA All-Star game or MLB All-Star game. So when I was sitting on the couch watching the Pro Bowl and they announced that this happened, the score was 14-14, the reflection of 41. And when you write out the word 14 as letters, it sums to 41.
Right in your face. True and exact.
When they made the announcement, and the score was 14-14, they had stopped the clock, and the clock was sitting at 11 minutes and 13 seconds. What I see there is 113. I'm going to go and take one of the ones out because the idea is here. I see a 113.
Mm-hmm.
And 113 is a very known deceptive number, which we've covered last time a little bit. But as you follow Zach Hubbard's work on Gematria Effect News, you can't miss him telling about the 113. So it's in half his videos. The reason 113 is a special number to like Kobe, his debut was on 11/3, November 3rd. Go ahead and type in Kobe Bryant, please. And I'm gonna prove a point to you guys. What we're gonna prove here that Gematria is used.
Yo, and it's that 113 you were talking about too.
Yeah, we're gonna break all this down. This is a prime example. His debut again was 11/3, and that's because his name equals 113. Obviously, the 41 is special. We're not done with the 41s, and all I've already told you. See that 157? Right. See that 157?
Yes.
Do you know after Kobe died, you got your headlines in the news. There was the guy in Ohio that got caught with 157 pounds of weed. And the NBA All-Star game, every quarter they were doing like charitable donations based on what they score or whoever wins the quarter. For the fourth quarter, we were all over this. For the fourth quarter, they turned the clock off. And whatever the score was at the end of the third quarter, they ended up with a target points number. So there's no clock, but you just had to get to a certain amount of points to win the game. Do you know the target points for the NBA All-Star game were 157? We had other 157s. You watch Zach Hubbard's videos. You type in Gematria Effect News. Go look for his Kobe videos. He will blow your mind.
Since you said that, let me show the people his website.
Okay,
here, I'm going to take this calculator.
That's a great idea.
Real quick. Yeah, because I actually wanted you to put the bridge between Corona and Kobe because y'all know he got buried. I mean, they had a private funeral. I'm sorry.
I will definitely get into that. I will definitely get into that. My list is it don't take that long, but it's pretty long.
But yeah, here's Zach Hubbard's.
Cover it all.
Here's Zach Hubbard's main website, Gematria Effect News.
Yeah, on YouTube there. That's not YouTube, is it?
No, this is the actual website.
Okay.
And
another channel.
yeah, this isn't his YouTube, but
Mhm.
yeah, and it's breaking down the Corona, Bill Gates, all that stuff. Like, I really advise anybody to go to this website. So,
Definitely.
Is that the Free to Find Truth website that you were just looking at?
no, it's gematriaeffect.news.
Oh, okay. I've never even seen that. I don't know. You're doing something that I've never done. I just go straight to YouTube and type in Gematria Effect News. Then you can see all the videos.
My research game is on 1,000, but yeah.
One thing I wanted you guys to know is a day before the crash, LeBron was playing in Philadelphia. As you know, he's on the Lakers. They only go to Philadelphia once a year out of 82 games. And that's where Kobe's from, is Philadelphia. And he passed Kobe Bryant on the all-time scoring list, moving Kobe down to 4th just one day before this crash happens. So, you know, LeBron takes over his legacy as a Laker. What are the odds, you know, that happens? They were just setting up the narrative here, the way I look at it. Back to that 157, if you want to go to the calculator again. Did you guys know?
Shout out Jackie. Shout out Jackie. You said go back to the calculator?
Yeah, because remember we were talking about the NBA target points were at 157?
Yes.
Do you guys know Kobe died on his 157th day of his age?
Oh, wow.
Yo, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he sure did. And that's why it was the target points for the NBA game. And Hubbard shows more 157s. He shows more 113s. Let me find where I was on my notes so I can keep it rolling here.
Okay. By the way, while you're looking at that, where can they find you?
Well, last time you put it at the bottom of the screen to make it easy for them, but I'm on Facebook, Real Truth Being Told, Fort Wayne / Detroit. You just type that in search, I'll pop right up. Scroll to the bottom on my page. Make sure you have a half hour that you just want to look at some stuff that's made easy for you to see. Scroll to the bottom where I first started typing out the riddles as picture posts, and then work your way up and just take all the knowledge in. After you go to my page, that's when you're really ready to go start listening to Zachary K. Hubbard on Gematria Effect News every day. You know, if you just dive into his videos, not knowing anything, it's easy, but yet you're going to be like, I don't know what this is. I don't know. And you'll dismiss it. You come to me, I'm going to paint the easy picture, and now you go listen to him. That's kind of my blueprint. And it's hard to even get people to do that. So I'm trying to, I didn't do the best job on the last video. Maybe we could do future videos. I can repeat myself. I can say the riddles again better. You know,
I know that the party people who be watching are very intelligent and absorb not only energy but knowledge very quickly. So I'm sure once they start watching your videos, they'll be right on it.
I guess I feel more comfortable when I tell this stuff. I flow through it. So it's like a story and like a riddle, because that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Pro Bowl, like I said earlier, was a week before the Super Bowl. Well before this happened, we already knew Super Bowl equals 41.
All right.
Okay, because we dealt with this in Super Bowl 53 when Tom Brady was 41. They iced it with a 41-yard field goal. He you know, we've already went over this a million times. So I already made this point. LeBron King James passed him in all-time scoring list just one day before this happened. King equals 41.
Yep, right here.
Right there.
In Kobe's final game of his career, he scored 60 points while taking a million shots to do it. He had all the team's points except 41. So the rest of the team combined for 41 points, and he had the 60-point game.
So
but
now I'm just gonna say, so we're just subject to their games, to their their spell works.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean they're just
Which
they're sitting here. I would say they're playing the sport, but when it comes time, they're not going to leave the money on the table, and they're going to do a ritual to mock us. Just like the Marshawn Lynch riddle I told you guys. Good competitive game, came right down to the end, and then the end is what decided it with their their ritual. I mean, I don't know what else to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like when he scored 60, Kobe had a game where he scored 81. Now, in my mind, it's got to be scripted for that to happen. That's a lot of points. Again, when that happened, the rest of the team scored a combined 41 points.
Okay, Gus.
Go ahead and you have Kobe Bryant in there, or go ahead and type Kobe Bean Bryant.
Kobe B, like as in boy.
No, his middle name is Bean, like Jack and the Beanstalk.
wow.
Kobe Bean. Oh, you just wanted me to say Kobe Bean?
Yeah,
or the whole thing?
Because we could do a decode on Kobe Bryant like we did, how I showed how 3 of the numbers are very relevant. Now we're just typing in Kobe, his full name, Kobe Bean Bryant.
All right, 1 second.
Yeah, we see that 81 there, and like I've seen other YouTube clips where it's like 81 to 81, and Kobe made the shot to make them their 81st point. So I know to look for stuff like that. He had the 81-point game. I only wanted to bring Kobe Bean Bryant up because of the 54, and Bryant equals 54. So just go ahead and take the Bean and the Kobe off, see. You can just delete. Yeah. Wait, I messed up then somewhere. Scrap that one. Somehow, I might have got, when I'm copying information, I could mess up sometimes. It is weird though. Just give me 5 seconds. Oh no, I know where I messed. It's Kobe Bean Bryant equals 54 like we had it. My mistake.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I did wrong. The score was 7. Remember that game that was before the day before in Philadelphia when LeBron passed Kobe? The score was 70.
Yeah.
The score was 74 to 52, and LeBron scored the 54th point to pass him. What are the chances? You know what I mean? And this happened on 1/25, January 25th. We write that 25 or 1/25. Most of the world writes it 25/1, and we've proven time and time again this is what they do with the riddles. 251 is the 54th prime number. So that day he passed Kobe, it was all about the number 54, and they kind of prove that. My notes, when people go to my page and read this themselves, it'll probably be more clear of a presentation. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Joanne Buss, like owner of the Lakers, died just 41 days before Kobe's crash. Shaquille O'Neal, the one he won all the rings with,
yeah,
his birthday is a span of 41 days after. Day numerology is something we weren't taught to use much, and that's not by accident. 1 + 26 + 20 + 20, the day numerology was 67. We've covered for 7 years how blood sacrifice sums to 67. These people really hold their hat on that. What am I trying to say? Hold their opinion high on that. Black Mamba equals 67. Blood sacrifice equals 67.
Hold on. Let me
hold
on before you.
You're good, brother.
Blood sacrifice. 67 indeed. Let me look up
Now,
Black
how do we
Mamba.
get January 26, 2020? So 1 plus 26 plus 20 plus 20, 67.
67 indeed.
Black Mamba.
Calabasas. Let me see.
Yeah, Calabasas is it also.
67 indeed.
Blood Sacrifice. You already got that one, right?
Yes, sir. That was the first one. Hold on. Let me show the people again. 67.
Mm-hmm. Now let's segue into Philadelphia, where he's from, and the 101, the number 101. Philadelphia equals 101, I believe, but that's not what it's about. And the number 26. Yeah, Philadelphia equals 101, and it's the 26th prime number. Bryant equals 26.
Man, hold on. Let me look that up.
Good.
Bryant said Bryant equals
26.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
Remember the crash? Remember the crash was on the 26th?
Yep.
Jordan equals 26.
Indeed. Indeed.
Type in the word. How many trophies, how many rings did Jordan have? 6? Let's type in 6. Brady also has 6.
Oh, shit. Six. You want me to type in 6 rings or just 6?
Yeah, I'm going to skip that point because it's not that relevant anyway, but I don't know why that's not. You got SIX in there?
Yep.
That's weird. Like I make mistakes sometimes. But like man, my point was like God created man on the 6th day, and Genesis 26, game equals 26, God equals 26. You can check those if you want. Athlete equals 26. That's why it's a special number basically to 26, these people.
Yep. Let me look up athlete. Yep. Mm-hmm. What was the other one?
Game.
Game.
Yeah.
26.
Can you type in 6 using a capital S and just so I can see?
Yeah, it's not. It's reducing to
okay.
7.
I'm confused on that. I'll check into that later.
Okay.
Remember the Pro Bowl again? That happened the same day. Pro Bowl equals 101. And I want people to, just a quick point, numerology, sometimes you can take the 0 out. So a 101 to these ritualistic, yes. That has nothing to do with this, but I just wanted to make that point. It's all about what you see, reflections of, like 611 or 116 even could be a mockery of them showing us an upside down 9/11. Just for example, it's just like all symbolism. Let me see what I was doing. Yeah, how Pro Bowl equals 101. It's interesting. The helicopter crash happened reportedly off Highway 101. What a shocker. The Grammys happened. The Grammys happened this day as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The 60-sec Grammys. Sacrifice equals 62.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I hope the people can see that.
Yep.
Mind you, I would like to note too that a lot of these numbers are adding up to 8811, like 8811, 999, things like that. And if you are versed in numerology, which we're going to touch into a little bit, but I want to do a full episode soon. Those are completion numbers. Like 9.
You know what else?
999. Yeah.
We can bring Zach on here too. All I got to do is communicate with him. I would love
that.
I could tell you these riddles all day, but if we brought him on here, and one thing that I compliment with him good he has all the knowledge. He's the one that has the 800-page book for $5. You know, he spits this stuff out and knows, you know, I'm just trying to kind of be a billboard with it. So he's better.
Right.
But when I've been on shows with Zach before, what I noticed is when he don't have his computer and his notes in front of him, he'll tell you a nice riddle, right? And I'll be like, hey, Zach, remember, though, that one. He'll forget like a section of it. You know what I mean? And that's where I'm strong, because I remember his work because I've memorized and listened to all the videos. So.
Well, hey, if you can facilitate that, that would be really great.
That would be really good.
It would be a really good show. He just said on his live stream yesterday that he'll come on anyone's show. He don't care if 5 people or 5,000 listen. You know, it's just about, we're trying to form. He's trying to buy a $150,000 building. Name it Gematria Effect News. He wants us out in the city streets. We're actually trying to form, you know, like a large group of people to probably start the first necessary war. So this ain't a game to us, you know. We appreciate you, you know. And like I said, I've said it many times on here. You'll hear the information better from him. I'm not like a podcaster, you know, but I'll get better though. I'll get better.
Well, we're definitely here to spread light energy and knowledge and things of that nature. So if Gematria can be used as a tool to bring down evil, then I'm all for it.
Well, we went 3/4. We're 3/4 to the Kobe riddle right now. I still got a few more points to make. What do you guys think so far of what you've heard?
So basically, so it's a language, correct? Right?
Yeah, Gematria is the subject, but all of this I've read you isn't like necessarily Gematria. Does that make sense? We're looking at all kinds of things. You know what I mean? We're looking at Shaq's birthday being 41 days has nothing to do with Gematria. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's more like they really went in divine order and made their own like game, or you know.
I think that they have just like a different religion and different beliefs, and the people that run this world think that they're God's chosen ones.
Yeah.
They are born believing that, but they're not going to tell you because they're sneaky, because they're tricky, because they don't have to justify themselves to us. You know, if you're not them,
like you're Goyim, then they really don't care.
Yeah, obviously that's what it is, and this is hard to get people to believe. But like I said, I've done my homework, and I'm not even the smartest person out there. But you know,
if y'all don't know what Goyim is, please look it up. That's Goyum. That's Goyum.
And don't forget the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Don't forget the 7-Eleven cup. Yeah, when do you see a cup that you put soda in, say go, exclamation point, yum. Put the two words go and yum together, Goyum, 7-Eleven. It's all right there. Stuff like that proves it.
My uncle was telling me about I can't remember, it's like a black karate movie or whatever, and the guy said to look for some dumb goy.
Yeah.
And if you break that down, that's some dumb goy. So yeah, y'all need to look that up. That word is very important. But
to simply
go
put
ahead
it,
and continue. Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead and continue breaking down Kobe, and then I want to show them the first presentation we have breaking down Gematria some more.
Yeah, remember Bear Bryant? Maybe people listening might have heard of the coach named Bear Bryant. He's a famous coach from back in the day. Do you know he died on January 26th, just like Kobe did? Bear equals 26. Then again, Bryant equals 26. Kobe died on his 157th day of his age. If you go by the span of days, you'll see the significance of that and more in the screenshots, which I have screenshots down here. Kobe Bryant equals 157, like we've said. which is the 37th prime number. And he died
There
exactly. Yep.
The Last Dragon, yeah. Shout out Clark Triplet for sure. He teaches me a lot about just gematria stuff. But go ahead.
So we got bear equals 26.
B as in like the animal bear?
Yep, bear. Yep.
26, yep.
And we already know Bryant equals 26. We checked that earlier.
Correct.
Kobe,
26.
okay, 157, which is the 37th prime number, and he died exactly 37 years after Bear Bryant. The Lakers went into the All-Star break this year, which is basically right when this happened, with 41 wins. And in tribute, for the third quarter of the NBA All-Star game, both teams put up 41 points. Can't overlook in the second quarter, they combined for 81 points, like his 81-point game. Just like Kobe's 81-point game. Kobe beating Bryant equals 81, which we've already covered. Back to the 157, which nope, I already covered this. That was the All-Star game thing. That was the target points of 157. All right. And then I kind of end it right there. We've said all the points. I said about 20 or 30 41s. I can only think of fake death here. I don't think it happened on accident. Right. At first I thought murder or fake death, but I really am going with fake death. And sorry to like the Kobe fans out there. I lost sports myself a long time ago, but if you can't, when you go read this after we're done, you're in your own time, you read all the stuff that I said here. And I think it looks even better when you read it. And you'll be like, whoa, because that was a lot of 41s.
Yeah,
Fuck the Jews.
Oh my! Look,
hey. I'm out.
Night,
I want to say, let's not gloss over, before I get into my presentation, let's not gloss over the fact that Corona and Kobe's death have been.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Side. Yes, yeah. And Hubbard really ties that together real good. That's somewhere I'm not strong with. On some riddles, I can tell you all of it.
If you could, okay, so I'm going to show this presentation, but if you could, okay, somebody in the chat, do you have any notes on the Vegas shooting?
Oh, he wants to talk Vegas? Yeah, I got my notes for Vegas right in front of me.
Okay, let's get into that.
Yep. Some of the riddles, guys, I tell real well, and like if I'm in person and stuff. But like the Kobe, I got to read, and I got like Vegas, I got to kind of read. So it could be all over the place when I'm presenting it sometimes. But Nick Campbell, I know the name. Was Nick Campbell the shooter, or was he a victim? I think he was the shooter. Is there any way you guys, one of you, could look that up real quick while I'm getting into this?
One second. Yeah. Let me see. I'm looking it up now.
Okay.
I think Nick Campbell was the guy who helped.
I just get people's names mixed up and stuff. Well, the first thing I always tell people with this Vegas thing is that Zach Hubbard, not with just Vegas, there were another 5 false flags that I know of that he predicted. He told everybody to circle the date.
Hold on. Before you continue. Exactly. This is just for entertainment and educational purposes. Yeah. Continue.
Right. Okay. Zach told everybody to circle the date on the calendar for, I think, maybe 3 to 6 months before the Vegas thing happened. He didn't know it was going to be the Vegas massacre. but he knew something bad to happen, maybe as bad as 9/11, and we ended up with the worst mass shooting in U.S. history. So when somebody predicts, something like that, I tend to want to listen to them and see what else they got to say. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at the date of the Vegas massacre, October 1st, 10/1. Kind of looks like 101.
Yeah.
Jason Aldean concert. Let's look at Jason's initials there. We've seen these initials before. You don't need the calculator to look at their initials. J's the 10th letter. A's the first letter. 10/1.
All right.
Type in Mandalay Bay Casino.
Man, how do you spell that?
M-A-N M-A-N-D-A-Y. No, D-A-L-A-Y. I don't know. I might have to use the computer to look at it. I got it spelled wrong even. I kind of just jotted it on my notes.
Well, you know what? It's M-A-N. Hold on.
Mandalay.
Mandalay.
Yeah. L-A-Y on the end. L-A-Y.
Mandalay Bay Casino. You said it's supposed to come out to what?
I haven't said yet. I can't see it on the screen though.
Because I was gonna say there's that 101 again.
You nailed it. That kind of looks like October 1st right there. You want to type in assassin?
It does.
$101. How about I can show how Jason Aldean sums to 33. And they spelled his name different. Zach makes light of this, that they spelled his name different than what it is. And that is probably on purpose to fit the numbers. But spell it, nope. Aldean. 33. October is the only month. We're on October 1st. October is the only month that sums to 33.
Oh, wow.
Concert.
$33.
False flag.
October. Okay.
False flag.
Wait, I spelled false wrong.
F-A-L-S-E.
Yep, there we go. 33.
We got like 33. We got 33 vertebrae. The house of the temple has 33 pillars, all 33 feet tall. So these people just, they just love the number 33. I continue over here. Nick Campbell sums to 223. We look at 223 hugely. His 800-page book, a quarter of it is talking about 223 and 322, the synagogue of Satan. So Hubbard will toss some light on that for you. He tosses light on everything.
That would be so great if we could get him on here.
Well, we just find it interesting that the Mandalay Bay was shot up exactly to the day 223 months after opening. This happened the weekend of Yom Kippur. You guys probably know what that is. Maybe you do. You want to type in Yom Kippur? I'll spell it for you.
Is it
Y-O-M.
YOM, not YAM. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Space KIPPUR, I think.
Yep. It came out to 144, 54, 99, and 45.
99 is the one we were looking for. Yom Kippur is the Jewish judgment day for your sins. So this is why he's able to predict some of these false flags, because when he knows when it's Yom Kippur, I think that's the one that it happens 2 days out of the year, and it always changes. And he's got a whole history of these false flags or tragedies happening in the news on the days of Yom Kippur. Now, Yom Kippur equals 99, right? Where did this happen? Sin City, the day of judgment for your sins.
Mm-hmm.
So it happens in Sin City equals 99.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Right and exact.
Mandalay Bay equals 99. We already know that. They showed the shooter with a tattoo with a 13 on his neck. When you write out 13 as a word, it equals 99. And this is the land of 13 stars, 13 stripes, 13 colonies, So that's a special number to them. Guys, that was pretty much the notes that I had down. Like the video we want to put in the description, which is on my page, is what I just told you there is nothing. His best video ever is called Solution of Federal Tyranny. And we gotta get everybody to listen to that video. It's about 20 minutes. I'm not saying to do it on the show, but it would be a good thing. That video really motivates me. It motivated me to start sharing his work a long time ago. I type his work out better than I say it to people. You know what I'm saying? So I've been doing this a while. I just stick with the easy things. I need to do what I'm with you guys, so I can get better at the Sandy Hooks and the Vegas Massacre riddles. I tell the sports riddles real easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sorry about that.
I've sent it to both of you inbox, the Solution to Federal Tyranny. He explains this Vegas and 9/11 so well. And then he gets mad at the end and lets us know what the solution to federal tyranny is. It's pretty, it's pretty interesting video, and it's what needs to happen. So,
well, now that he has broke that down, I'm going to break down Gematria in this PowerPoint as soon as it stops doing that. Okay, so Gematria, decoding the coded matrix. Can everybody see that?
Yep, I can.
Okay. What is Gematria? Alphanumeric code at assigning a numerical value to a name, word, or phrase based on its letters. A single word can yield multiple values depending on the cipher used. It originated as an Assyro-Babylonian Greek system of alphanumeric code or cipher that was later adopted into Jewish culture. Various types of Gematria. Pythagorean Gematria is the process of reducing numbers to single-digit values. A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, and so on and so forth. Alphabetic breaks down into 41, and then if you break it down a little more, it turns into a 5, and so on and so forth. Example, society. It's 10, but 10 reverts into 1, so it'd be 1 plus 6 plus 3 plus 9 plus 5 plus 2 plus 7 equals 33/39. Now, 33 is a master number. 11, 22, and 33 are also master numbers. We're going to get into that when I do a part 2 of this presentation. But this word has gematria value of 33 and 39. Both those numbers are extremely important to the people who govern over us. Hebrew gematria. In the medieval mystical text Sefer Yetzirah, the book of creation, the letters of the alphabet are described as the stones used to build a house. They are called the 22 letters of foundation. This doctrine highlights the belief in the essential relationship between letters, words, and the creative process. Now, these are the Jewish terms and their symbols and what the numbers symbolize. I am not good. I don't know Yiddish. I'm not going to pretend that I do. But as you can see, they have all the numerical values with their letter symbols. Example
I
of Hebrew.
really appreciate you showing this stuff. They got to learn.
Yes, sir.
Now, I'll explain my opinion when you're done.
Okay. Well, do you want to interject now, or do you want to wait?
I could. What I would tell everybody, because although this is a great idea, I think a lot of people just be like, you know what I mean? They don't want to learn gematria, you know. But that's just my opinion. Because here's what I'm going to tell you that I've seen. I've seen Zach have upwards of 100,000 followers, and I was help leading them. I was building pages, designing business cards, you know, teaching people to teach the stuff and not just watch the videos. Don't just hit the like button and call it a day. You know what I mean? We got to get this word out here. Now, with that being said,
break it down like this.
Well, with that being said, what I was noticing, everybody was so worried about their decode that they discovered. You know what I mean? Like this equals this and this equals this. Like, so they're so busy putting over their own decodes that they're missing the most important thing, to share that this exists. I learned gematria, like this stuff you're talking about, and now I totally I don't study gematria. I always tell people, when we defeat tyranny, we're not going to sit here and do gematria. You know what I mean? But with these riddles that I'm showing, that proves it exists. So then what you're doing is perfect. People can sit here through Zach and through this that you're doing and learn what it is, identify the riddles. Now we don't practice gematria. we expose that it's happening to us. You know, that's the main point I want to make. I don't even get into studying gematria, but a lot of people into this community do, and I think they're really wasting their time.
Well, I believe that surface level knowledge does nothing but tell you what it is, but not how to. Like, you can't. Okay, how can I explain this? You can't say I'm sick, I need medicine, but don't know what the disease is and what it's breaking down. So once you have a full 360 view of the problem, then you can find out how to dismantle it and have a quote unquote cure. So that's why I'm getting deep into it, so the people don't just say, "Oh, I know what gematria is." They actually know what gematria is.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly what it is. I'm totally for that.
Getting into full detail as much as possible if we ever want to like actually study. Somebody might actually never heard of this and is like, you know what? Okay, I'm going to actually study this.
Well, yeah, you can look it up on the internet.
You got to remember that people are reductionists at best, so they might say, "Oh, gematria is just another big word that they're using." They're trying to sound smart, but when you can actively explain yourself and exactly what you're talking about, that's where the real power is.
But
and
that's
how you get respect for you know what you're talking about also.
Do you know how earlier when I'm telling the riddles, like I'll say, this is not all gematria? Like when I say the number 41, 41, 41, Shaq's birthday, 41 days. Now I say this equals 41 and this equals 41. All the 41s as a whole kind of back up that word equal 41. Does that make sense? So it's not all gematria, but it just kind of like, oh, it's on the 118th parallel. It happened on 11/8, and the word equals 118. That kind of gives the gematria credibility that it's used.
It's like code name or something for the like a language, even though you pretty much already explained yourself, but that's.
And I think they. I'm sorry to interrupt. I think they built our language with numbers a long time ago, and we are never taught that. That's my suspicion.
All right. Well, we're definitely playing catch up with the knowledge.
Oh yeah.
But Back to the lesson. Hebrew chesed, I think, means loving kindness, spelled chet, semek, dalet, has 3 letters. The absolute or normative value of chet is 8, that of semek is 60, and that of dalet is 4. The sum of these 3 figures is 72. Thus, the integral reduced value is 9. So you see that 72 turns into 7 plus 2. That's 9. Similarly, the ordinal value of chet is 8. That of Samek is 15, and that of Dalet is 4. The sum of these 3 figures is 27. Thus, the integral reduced value is again 9. And last but not least, the reduced value of Chet is 8. That of Samek is 6, and that of Dalet is 4. The sum of these 3 figures is 18. Again, integral reduced value is 9. So, numerology. Numerology is any belief in the divine or mystical relationship between a number and one or more coinciding events. It is also the study of the numerical value of the letters and words, names and ideas. It is often associated with the paranormal alongside astrology and similar divinatory arts. Now, I chose the first 5 numbers just to show how different meanings for each number. Each number value has a different meaning, and so when you combine numerology with gematria, you can see how we get to the conclusions that we got. And
Exactly.
that's where the concept of angel numbers and master numbers and things of that nature. So I'm going to go and best believe I'm going to have a part 2 where I break down all the numbers. But here we go. 1, 10 turns into 1. 19 turns into 1 by 9 plus 1 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. Action and initiation. 1 symbolizes a pioneering spirit, independent nature, and innate leadership capabilities. 2, 11 turns into 2. 1 plus 1 equals 2. And 20 turns into 2. 2 plus 0 is 2. Sensitivity, balance, and harmony. 2, vibration assumes the role of the mediator, creating harmony by bringing together dissonant forces through compassion, empathy, and kindness. 2 is also linked to psychic abilities and intuition. 3, 12 turns into 3 by 1 plus 2. 21 turns into 3 by 2 plus 1. Communication represents the output of 2 joint forces. It is the essence of creation. Highly gifted at expression, seamlessly sharing innovative and pioneering concepts through art, writing, and oration. 13 turns into 4 by 1 plus 3 equals 4. 22 turns into 4. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 31 turns into 4. 3 plus 1 equals 4. Earthy energy and is centered around fortifying its roots. Practical, hardworking, and responsible, the 4 vibration is focused on creating logical systems that can support scalable growth. And last but not least, number 5. 14 turns into 5. 1 plus 4 equals 5. 23 turns into 5. 2 plus 3 equals 5. 32 turns into 5. 3 plus 2 is 5. Free thinking, adventurous, and progressive. 5 is defined by freedom. And like I said, end of part 1, part 2 coming soon.
You know, I never knew none of that stuff. While we were watching that, it made me realize I mainly just focus on day numerology, where I don't do the breaking down the numbers or nothing. We just have Aaron Rodgers equals 63 as a date with 63 numerology. You got his 63rd home win with 63 combined points. So you, out of the 4 63s I showed, one of them was just the day numerology, adding up the month, day, and the year. So that was all news to me there. I don't use numerology in that way, but I wanted to bring something up. Remember the phone call to the NFL we listened to? I know you couldn't have forgot. Yes, you guys can go back. If you're listening now, I'd go back to our video and find the phone call. Speaking of numerology.
And while we're looking, sorry.
No, please do.
I was going to go. You go ahead. I can just wait.
Okay. 2 weeks after that phone call happened, keep in mind they had already been slamming him in the media. They had 2 major media stations had wrote articles on him. The NFL and the media knows who Zach Hubbard is. So when he cut that live stream, 2 weeks later, there was Sunday Night Football. And you don't even got to watch sports to know this. I credit this happening to Zach and his community because they felt so exposed that it was coming off commercial break. It was Packers versus Patriots. Both quarterbacks were the number 12. So 12 is a special number, you know. It was showing the aerial view of the stadium coming off commercial break. And you know, when they zoom down to the field, maybe the lady will be standing there at the microphone and they're still on timeout. Can you picture that?
Yeah.
Usually that lady will give us like a game recap or an injury report or something like that. She stood there for 60 seconds and gave us a numerology lesson.
Nice.
We got a numerology lesson off commercial break on Sunday Night Football. Wait. There's this guy that's been exposing riddles and day numerology in rig sports for about 6 years now. And now they're backing it up. When in what sport do you ever get a numerology lesson ever? And why would you need to?
Because
I mean, you can't make this stuff up.
Looking at.
What's that?
I said I doubt people were cognizant of what they were looking at.
I know. It boggles my mind. I mean, we're sitting here screaming to the heavens that this stuff is rigged and it's ritualistic, and then they do stuff like that to prove it, and people still don't see it. I just go ahead, brother.
The Queen wanted to say.
Okay, so I got this book way before any of this, but if you are interested in like both they put up pretty good points, obviously. But here's a book. I'm almost finished, as you can see, right there.
Nice.
Easy by Michelle Buchanan. I had this for about almost, maybe like literally, I'm almost done for like 5 months.
Okay.
So this is very detailed. This is very organized. Like it tells you everything from your name, how to figure out your life path number through your name, middle name. Like it really goes into detail. Your destiny number.
You know what, Kim? Never mind. I'll talk to you after.
Kiki, my one question I have is that book could have a lot of stuff in it, but do you think there's some stuff in it, since it's basically coming from the media, that they could be steering us down the wrong path?
It could, but it could, honestly. I'm not sure. This is just like the basics of it. If I'm
but any form of knowledge can be used for good or evil. It just depends on the type of character you have and what type of energy you bring to it. Like even Gematria, even speaking in codes doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing, because they were singing, like Negro spirituals were singing coordinates to where people's supposed to go, but they're using it to dumb down the masses and laugh at the masses. So it just depends.
Yeah, that's where yeah, I can't give them no credit for whatsoever, I get what you said though.
Yeah, because you both have points. I would just say that this is just like a basic start, and then you can just work your way up,
Right.
Just like a little, like, just the basic of the subject, basically. That's all I can say about it. But I'm telling you that book just because I learned how to find, like, even like I did this with my friends, their destiny numbers and their life path, their personalities numbers, all in one night. Because that's how detailed that, like, it's a great book. So
I love your background.
I love to read, so I have a whole like book collection of just things. Okay, so that's just how it is.
Nice.
Librarian. You make me want to put more books in my. I thought I was doing something. So
I want to. How No Name has their own like little book club. Like I want to be a part of it so bad. Like,
yeah. But
that's how it is.
Rich, we appreciate you once again bringing the heat with the Gematria. So, audience, party people, we're about to, I know we've been teaching and talking numbers and all that, but there's a second half to this show tonight. We're going to get into a new subject, colorology. This is one of my favorite areas of study. I have another presentation for you all. And actually, Key, your background is perfect for this lesson.
I really like it.
Yeah.
I didn't know which. I'm not gonna lie. I actually forgot which part. So I'm like, let me just turn it on anyways. So.
Yeah. So let's get into our next lesson tonight. This is a double whammy. So when y'all go back and watch it or show people, they're gonna learn a lot from this episode. So here, let me share my screen again. Hopefully it doesn't act crazy. There we go. Can everybody see that?
Mm-hmm.
Can.
All right. So colorology, the science behind the light spectrum by Studi 2 Groovy. Part 1, the science of sight. Light. Light is the electromagnetic radiation within the portion of the electromagnetic spectrum that can be perceived by the human eye. Electromagnetic radiation is radiation in which electric and magnetic fields vary simultaneously. These include visible light, radio waves, gamma rays, and X-rays. The electromagnetic spectrum is the range of frequencies of the electromagnetic radiation in their respective wavelengths and photon energies. The human eye. The human eye is the organ that reacts to light and allows vision. The retina. The retina is a thin layer of tissue that lines the back of the eye on the inside, located near the optic nerve. The optic nerve is the nerve that transmits visual information from the retina to the brain. The optic nerve is made of retinal ganglion cell axons and support cells. An axon is a nerve fiber that conducts electrical impulses away from the neuron's cell body or soma. In layman terms, axons are the bundled transmission lines of the nervous system. Here's a picture of how all that works. Converting light into vision. The retina receives light that the lens focused on and converts the light into neural signals and sends the signals to the brain for visual recognition. Vision perception is the ability to use light in the visible spectrum reflected by objects in the environment to interpret the surrounding environment. As you can see from this diagram, light from an object is retracted by the cornea. The light passes through the iris and the pupil. The lens refracts the light more, and an image is focused on the retina. And here's the optic nerve. Rods and cones. Retinas have light receptor cells. These cells begins the process of transforming the patterns we experience into electrical brain patterns. Rods regulate the amount of light we perceive. Cones regulate the quality of light we receive. And there's the ganglion cell, bipolar cell, retinal artery, cones and rods right here. 3 types of cones, red, green, blue, are the primary colors that make up vision. All colors derive from these 3 hues. When the cones overlap each other, the brain integrates the signals and allows us to interpret the millions of colors in this reality. What is color? Color is a characteristic of visual perception. This perception manifests from the stimulation of photoreceptor cells by electromagnetic radiation. Each color possesses frequencies of a specific vibration. Vibration has 2 crucial definitions. Vibration is the oscillation, movement back and forth of an electromagnetic wave that had its equilibrium disturbed. A person's emotional state, the atmosphere of a place, or the associations of an object as communicated to and felt by others is the other definition. Part 2, the science of sight applied. What is colorology? Colorology is the study of how different colors affect the human being emotionally, psychologically, and physically. Colors are used in various scientific and healing areas of study. Today, we will discuss 2 major fields of colorology. That's chromotherapy and color psychology. Chromotherapy, the science of using colors to adjust the body's vibrations to frequencies that result in health and harmony. How it works. The word chromo means color. Therapy is 1, treatment intended to relieve or heal a disorder, and 2, the treatment of mental and psychological disorders by psychological means. An imbalance in the 7-color spectrum manifests itself in physical and mental symptoms. Color therapy works on your energy points to help balance the body via the full spectrum of visible light. Each color addresses a distinct need. Color psychology, the study of how hues determine human behavior. This is utilized in advertisements. Electroencephalography, I always mess that word up, aka EEG, has been used to study humans' perceptions on products via the color of its packaging. EEG is an electrophysiological monitoring method to record electrical activity of the brain. EEGs use electrodes on the scalp, and they measure voltage fluctuations resulting from ionic current within the neurons of the brain. Color emotion guide. Um, Colors and ads. As y'all can see, I know you guys are cognizant of all these brands. Ads use the light spectrum to aid in suggestive programming. Advertisement is a notice or announcements in a public medium promoting a product, service, etc. Suggestive means stimulating further thought, conveying a hint or suggestion, and programming cause a person or animal to behave in a certain way, arranged according to a plan or schedule, aka broadcast an item. As you can see, NBC, Google uses all of the colors, and yeah, these are the suggestive feelings that they want you to feel. Like feel cheerful when you watch Nickelodeon. Feel optimistic that your package is going to come on time with UPS, etc.
Yeah, I get it. I get that.
Yes,
colors are attractive too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Colors are attractive.
Part 3: the science of sight explored. Black. Scientific facts. Known to slim the body, encompasses all colors, absorbs heat, color of the cosmos. Black holes, endless vortex, perfect absorber of light, best emitter by thermodynamic rules. Black holes have the strongest gravitational acceleration in space. Spiritual facts, it absorbs negative energy and it's grounding and protective, and it's a neutral energy. Psychological effects, positive, authority and power, stability and strength, calming, seriousness, intelligence, formality. Psychological effects, negative, rebellious, grief, depression, mystery, mourning. Black 2. Crystals that's associated with black is smoky quartz, black tourmaline, and black obsidian. On the light spectrum, like I said before, it absorbs all colors. Astrology, black is associated with Scorpios and Capricorns. And astronomy, once again, black holes and chakra root. Purple, scientific facts. It is the shortest wavelength frequency, and it's the 7th color in the rainbow. Spiritual effects, is associated with magic, psychic abilities, higher consciousness, feminine energy, intuition, and it enhances meditation. Psychological effects, positives, calms the minds and nerve, eases headaches, eases anxiety, evokes knowledge, wisdom, grandeur, ambition, and reduces insomnia. The negatives are forgetfulness, pride, arrogance, and argumentative. Crystals, amethyst, and fluorite. Light spectrum, it detoxifies the system. In astrology, purple is associated with Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Pisces. And it is also the color of the crown chakra, and its organ that it's associated with is the brain. Blue, a lot of people like the color blue. It lowers pulse rate and body temperature. That's why if you notice in hospitals, most of the time, there's a lot of blue hues, light blue, and all that kind of stuff. It reduces crime and suicide rates. They actually have in China blue lights outside in the streets, and it's shown to reduce crime. 1/3 of all blue light is considered high energy visible. Spiritual effects, calming, water element, evokes devotion, faith, and promotes stillness. Psychological effects, positives, enhances vocal expression, enhances beauty, promotes feeling of duty. Psychological effects that are negative is doubts, dullness, and unrealistic expectations. The crystals associated with blue is blue lapis. Light spectrum is shorter waves with compact energy. It's associated with Libra and the throat chakra. and it is the organs that it's associated with is thyroid gland and parathyroid glands, which controls the metabolic rate and balances the body's equilibrium. That's where that saying "be like water," and water is usually what? Blue. Red. I think we're almost done. I think this might be the last, if not the second to the last color. Red. Scientific facts. It increases the pulse, promotes heat and warmth, raises blood pressure, raises rate of breathing, the hue of blood once it oxidizes, and increases oxygen supply. Spiritual effects. It's associated with the fire element, vitality, action, sex, and sensuality, and willpower. Positive psychological effects: optimism, power, excitement, stimulates quick decisions, social desire, and motivation. And the negatives is narcissism, carnal passion, anger, and danger. Uh, Part two of that is crystals, red jasper, light spectrum, red light heals and repairs wounds. That's like, I know you guys seen like in the hospital rooms where it's like they have like a deep red lights on someone during operations. Astrology, Aries, chakra, root chakra, and organs, bladder, and kidneys. What are your thoughts? Spread this information and do your own research. And this is presented by Who Asked You Podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. I wanted to before I let you guys speak on what I just showed. I want to clarify, when I was saying psychological effects, I mean like when you see somebody wear like a red shirt, those are the emotions that you feel like they present. Like somebody has like a red shirt or a red suit on, that he's powerful, or he's aggressive, and all that kind of stuff. So
and it's like a subconscious thing. You know, you're not just thinking about it. It's just probably how you feel. You know, I kind of get what you're saying here. I've never really heard of colorology or anything. Maybe a little bit, but not used as the word colorology. Just I get it that colors can have some power or whatever. You know.
That's also that's actually how the universe communicates with us, is through not only by numbers but also through colors. You know,
all right.
Interesting.
Different foods affect different organs of our bodies. What's an example on top of my head?
Like Hubbard talks about Freemasonry and like the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry that runs all this. Like I think one of the groups, their colors are like black and red. You know, so that's an example like I know of, just like a symbolism type thing.
I was gonna say this because okay, you know, I tried to listen. I'm gonna use what Pharaoh says, of course, in a lecture like back in when he was talking about, I think, the psychological brain and how it can, you know, I think it was called Spirit Diets. Because he was talking about why we always want to go to fast food places, but we're not hungry. It's because of the color. It makes you hungry. You know, the color yellow makes you hungry. So basically, when he said something about the heart, cherries is the color red. Our blood is the color red. It keeps our blood pumping in the heart. So, you know, that's why people say, yo, no, eat some cherries if you have heart problems. Different foods do affect different parts of our bodies, you know. So,
and I also wanted to break that down too, because that's actually what got me into colorology in the first place. Is I always see those charts where it breaks down like which food is associated with which organ, and I noticed that several colors, like for instance, like you said, red. Any fruit or vegetable that's red, like beets or cherries, that's good for blood flow. And walnut is shaped like a brain and it's brown, so that's good for your neural, you know. And so it's so like
the colors absolutely colors can put you in a good mood or a bad mood, absolutely, you know.
And think about it this way, like even as kids we associate with taste with colors, because I know you've been a kid and you've been like, you don't say I want the blueberry juice, you say I want blue. Give me the blue one. I want the blue one. I want the purple one. Give me the red one. Like you don't say I want cherry. you say, I want the red kind.
Right.
So even as kids, like you already, facts, M. Davis. Even as kids, you have that inherent knowledge, but for some reason we forget as we grow up, and then that's how we're manipulated.
Someone just made a good point in the chat.
Okay. This one?
Yeah.
Or
yep, that one. Fruits and veggies resemble the organ they affect.
Yes.
Oh, that was Clark. Hey, what's up, bro? I was looking in the chat while you were presenting some of that, and I noticed I can't type. Is that correct?
I'm not sure if you
maybe just the host can. Maybe just you can.
The host, because I can't either.
Oh, okay. It's okay. Well, like if they had questions, if they had questions or anything about what we presented earlier or that, the colorology, I'd just like to be able to talk to them.
Sometimes, like you said, yeah.
I'll say this much. If you guys did have any questions, all you have to do is ask, and I'll pop them up on the screen from my co-host and guests.
Very true, yeah.
Like if you had a question for Kim or a question for Rich or anybody, please don't hesitate. Like I've seen this question too, and I don't want to say yes, but it makes sense, and I'll actually research more into that. Let me find it.
Well, I saw your question. I saw your question.
Probably, huh?
Oh, I didn't see that. I saw your blind people have weak
cones.
I saw your question, Studi, in the comments. Did they think that
it's real or fake? Yeah, because I want to dive deep into the psychology of the people who care about this kind of stuff.
Well, my answer to that is I've been looking at. I had that same question for the last 3 years, and I answered it a long time ago. We've proven over and over and over again, whether it's the band Slipknot or the Gematria, the Killing Name, or the song "Murder by Numbers" that came out in 1983 by the Police. You know what? As a special bonus treat, let's prove that Gematria is used here. Can you Google and bring up the Murder by Number posters with Sandra Bullock on it? If you just type in Murder by Numbers poster, it should pop up. Go to images. I'm going to prove Gematria is used, right, with this simple point. We've caught them with their hands in the cookie jar so many times that Gematria is indeed real, and a small percentage of the world uses it, in secrecy. So, and anyone can come look at, all the work on my page. And if they want to debunk it or have a conversation, I'll talk to anybody. I got an inbox, you can comment on the videos. Come debunk us if because we get naysayers and trolls all the time, the people that don't want to see it. So
yeah, that's a part of the game right there, them trolls. If you don't have trolls, you're not doing something. That's in my
trolls help me when I'm on say a sports post letting them all know how rigged it is. I'll get a troll. Well, that troll doesn't understand that other people are seeing all this and they're not commenting. So every time the troll says something, I just send him another video or type another riddle or, put more evidence. So our conversation goes a mile long. Well, think of all the evidence now. Anyone with half a brain can read everything I said. And now that troll helped me teach 20 people. Let's notice this.
Before we go into it, I want to show this guy. Colors are feminine, internal structural information, shaping aspects taking on movement and spin. Masculine, creating frequency and color expression or light. That's correct. Okay, go ahead. I just wanted to show.
Well, first we got to notice, can you make it bigger or no? It's okay if you can't.
What I might have to do is
well, do you notice that E is turned to a 3?
Yeah. And then the 8.
The B is turned to an 8. 38 in 83. Half of Zach Hubbard's 800-page book talks about murder in the 38 and 83. It's like one of those like obvious things to us, okay? The song by the Police, Murder's Easy as one ABC 123 came out in 83, not by accident. Sandra Bullock, when you type her name in the calculator, sums to either 38 or 83. So they're showing us gematria right here, right in front of our face. And the fact that we already have all of our evidence about murder in 83 and 38.
Is that
and
better?
Then yeah.
Okay.
We already have a truckload of evidence about 38 and 83 when it has to do with murder. And then we've seen them show it in movies and TV shows and mocking us. Then we run across something like this. All they're doing is backing us up right there. Does that make sense? Do you see what I'm saying? Sandra Bullock does equal. Her name equals the 83.
I definitely have to show the people this. I'm sorry. I brought it back up, and hot damn if it ain't real. No, just playing. Look, 83 right here, right in the face.
Yeah. So,
I mean, I don't know how much more evidence somebody else would need. I don't know. I feel like we talked in circles at this point.
Can we go back to the Kobe for 1 second? I just want your guys' opinions. Did I not list a whole lot of 41s there?
Yeah.
You did.
Does that make sense that it would just happen like that?
No, this definitely has to be planned. Like, go ahead, Kim.
I would love. You go ahead.
Okay, I was just gonna say, they actually, it's almost as if they just went by divine order and just planned it out. They took something that wasn't supposed to happen and made it happen.
Yeah, when you own the rule book, you can make it seem like you're doing miracles.
Yeah, and you know what else?
You got the code, like it.
We show so much stuff with like birthdays, but ritualistic people, their birthday is very special. So it always happens like on the 30th day of their birthday or something. I think when you're born and bred to be, like if you're a Shaquille O'Neal or if you're a Kobe Bryant or whoever, just anybody like that, Donald Trump even. You can contrive your birthday to be what day you want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
He could have been born at 1 or 2 and they changed his birth certificate to have the flag's birthday for all I know. Mm-hmm. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So you can plan this stuff out if you make up their birthdays.
Yeah. And I always wondered, like, how do they even pick the people to be in those circles,
I think like, born and bred to be.
You think it's like certain families that's already...
Yes. I'll give you an example. Say in the 1980s, I think sports were still scripted. Okay, it's credited to the same people. But there was less money. There was probably less born and bred to be players. So maybe there's only a couple born and bred to be players on the field, right? So that means less people are in on it. Well, as the 80s and 90s and 2000s, carried out, more money, bigger contracts, more people gambling, more ritualism. So that basically I would look at, say, those few players in the 80s, now they have sons. You see what I'm saying? That's why so many sports players like supposedly don't know their father. They were probably born and bred to be. They don't want to tell you that they're all related, Yeah. But I would say the number of born and bred to be people or people who join the club grows as time grows. So now we're at 2020 where it's way scripted and it's way ridiculous and the Vegas lines and there's more people in on it. And it's almost like these ritualistic people, which I'm talking about our government, as time goes, they're going to stick it in our face more and more and more. When I tell you a sports riddle, I'm not just sitting here it goes deeper than, for money or, it's like ritual. That same sports turtle might have been synced with a storm that they created with their man-made earthquakes and their man-made hurricanes. All them hurricanes, I believe, was made from harp.
Oh yeah,
So
for sure.
this stuff goes, pretty deep, man. I mean, but it's real easy to see. I mean, I've done my homework for a few years. One guy. I don't go down rabbit holes. You know what I'm saying? My information. I don't follow no QAnon. I don't follow what's his name? What's that conspiracy theorist name? Big guy.
Who?
You know who I'm talking. The guy that got kicked off the media.
Shit, I don't know. It's a lot of.
I know who you're talking about. But.
It's a lot of smart
I just can't think of his name right now. It doesn't matter. But I don't listen to all these like conspiracy theorists. I get all my information from one person, and I look at him as the smartest person on the earth, man. He started when he cracked 9/11, and he knew it was numerological, and he started noticing how numerological it was, and then he noticed Gematria, and then that's when he noticed Sandy Hook, and that's how we have the Sandy Hook riddle. Sandy Hook and 9/11, and he hasn't looked back. He almost knows what the government's doing sometimes before they even do it.
Is it Alex Jones? Is it Ventura?
Yes, that's who I was talking about. I don't listen to none of that. I don't listen to none of that.
I don't know. So, I don't know about Alex Jones. I don't know.
He was in the media.
I don't want to speak on him. I don't know.
If you're part of the media, okay, they'll tell you like the truth because they're mocking you and sticking it in your face because they know you're not going to believe it. They know that you think that's Alex Jones' opinion, but really maybe Alex Jones is showing you what they're doing, but then he's steering you over here. It's kind of like look in this hand so you don't see what's going on in this hand type of thing. That's my opinion. I don't listen to none of that. I found this guy on YouTube 3 years ago, and I haven't looked back. Man, he's a great listen. I mean, as you guys can see.
All right. Well, we appreciate you coming through again, Rich, and
I appreciate
giving
you
the
guys
people some more information. I want to end before we end this. I want to play some music, and this is okay. It's not American music, but it's from Mother Africa, and I love African music, so I want to play it. This group has like very beautiful voices. I don't know if y'all have heard it before, but I'm going to play it because I love this acapella song that they did. So, one moment, please, as I share my screen. And then after this, we're going to get on out of here.
All right. And don't forget to link that. They can go to my page and listen to that video on Vegas, the ones that were interested in the Vegas massacre.
The most common reaction to a birch arrangement is...
Oh, yeah. I'm going to make sure your links and stuff. And I'm going to have it scrolling before we head out of here.
Okay.
Skip that. Okay.
Lenga
Super talented. I advise anybody if
Nice.
y'all enjoyed that, hit them. They're called The Joy. They're also on Instagram, and I listen to their music all the time. It's
Awesome.
very, very great. It's a different feeling. So yeah. I hope you all enjoyed that, and I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Hold on, let me get this scrolling for the people.
Oh,
Real
there.
Truth Being Told, Fort Wayne, Detroit. If y'all want to chop it up with Rich and learn some more, and also Zach Hubbard's channel, Gematria Effect News and Gematria Effect Sports. Hopefully, we can get him on the show sooner than later. Once
Yeah.
again, oh, hold on.
You know what?
The vibrations, yes, that's
I
beautiful.
can even give you his phone number when he's doing live streams, and you could call in and ask him yourself if you wanted.
Yeah, that'd be great. So we're gonna end this the way that we always do, with light and love, and we'll see you all next time. Peace.
Thanks.